Why would God destroy the earth? Why? Let me ask you a question. Anybody stepped on an ant? Anybody killed a mosquito? Anybody sprayed some roaches? I'm serious. Come on, let's try it again. Anybody step on an ant? Anybody, what was the other one?
Kill a mosquito.
Kill a mosquito. Raise your hand. Don't lie. We all see you. Okay. How many ever sprayed for roaches? Spray some roaches and they dead. They are dead. Some people hate roaches. Ruches, I call them. That's a nice uppity term. Why did you kill that roach? Someone tell me why you killed the roach. Because it's in your house? Okay, well, that was arbitrary. All right, I see a hand here first, and then we'll go back here. Tell me why you killed the roach.
Because it's gross nuisance.
In what way?
I don't want it in my food. I don't want it crawling through my kids' beds. I don't want it in my pantry.
It's not gonna hurt you.
I don't want it in my car.
It ain't gonna matter if they in the.
I don't want it in my clothes.
In the car. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you find them.
Not
roaches.
my car, but I've seen it.
Yeah. They pop out of a car. Hey, no. So wait, just because you don't like it, that's just mean. Isn't that mean? I mean, why'd you kill a roach, man? It was building a family. Why did you kill the roach? Why did you step on the ant? It was just fun. I mean, hi-ho, it's off the wall. Why'd you do that? Why would you step on the ant? Why would you? Let me ask you a question. Anybody ever seen termites? Would you? Okay, who would kill a termite? Oh, you guys are so mean. Why would you kill a termite? Huh? What? Why would you kill a termite? Because they're destructive in what way?
They eat your wood.
They eat up the house?
Yes.
Okay, so you did it not because you're mean, but because you were trying to preserve. See, God doesn't destroy the earth because he's mean. There was something about those termites. The question is, do you know what it is? Let's talk about it. Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. First, you have to understand something. And this is going to be very important for all of you. You may not have ever heard this before. So I may teach you something tonight you've never heard before, okay? And if I do teach you something tonight that you never heard before, don't forget it and share it with somebody tomorrow. Now watch this. Genesis 6 and 1. And it came to pass when man began to what?
Multiply.
On the face of the earth. And the daughters were born
Unto them.
So here's the backdrop to the flood, okay? Men and women are discovering Match.com. And they're finding good harmony with one another. And all of a sudden, babies are growing up all over the planet. Because he said to Adam and Eve, what? Multiply and replenish the earth. So why would he destroy what he asked for? That's a good question. Okay? Well, let's find out. So you got men, so he made Adam, he made Eve, they made daughters, and we're growing. It's working. Yay! Next verse. Something went wrong. Now, you got to pay attention to this. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were ugly. There were some good-looking women. The first women, anyway. The sons of God. First of all, write this down. Sons of God equals angels. Sons of God equals angels. How do I know this? You can put next to that verse, Genesis 6:1. You can also put Jude 1:6. And we'll go back to Peter. That's where we were reading, actually, in 2 Peter, chapter 3. Now, let's get into it. Why would God destroy the earth with water? Here, watch this. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were beautiful, and they took. Somebody say took. Somebody say took. All right, look at your neighbor and take something from them. Yeah, take it. If it's money, it comes to the altar. Steal that thing, snatch it. Woo! All right, give it back. You got to give it back now. Dog. You probably have something good you got too. What did they do to the women? What did they do to the women? Now, what if an ugly dude walks up in your school and go, "You the one for me"? Huh? What would you do? Would you be happy? No. We know that it was so bad. The angels that were set as watchmen over humanity to look after them so that they didn't get into, the devil didn't destroy them. This is a different set of angels from the ones that fell when Satan fell. This is a whole different group. These were the sons of God after God made the earth. They were called watchers. You can read it out of the book of Ezekiel. They are also known as the eyes of the Lord. That's where we get the term watchers. That's why when you read that scripture, and the eyes of the Lord roam to and fro in all of the earth, seeking to show themselves strong on behalf of them whose hearts are perfect towards him. The eyes of the Lord isn't him looking down like this. They are the watchers. Angels who protect humanity. Remember what we read the other day? That angels are given as heirs to them that are salvation, that are heirs to salvation. They are protectors. But not on this day. They look down and snatch the pretty ones. Okay? Snatch your neighbor. Just snatch him like you would, like you mad. Huh! Y'all wouldn't do it. Y'all, nobody did it. They snatched the women. Now, first of all, is that right? These are angels. Some of them, man, they're like 22 feet tall. They're like 10 feet tall. No man on the earth could stop them. Imagine a robber you couldn't stop. But this robber knew right and wrong, knew better, and you thought they were to protect your stuff, and yet they're taking everything you got. The woman you're in love with just got stolen by an angel, a fallen angel. Wow. Are we feeling good now? God is unfair? God's seeing this. Yes, I have a question back here.
That's a really hard concept to grasp because were they physical, like
Yes.
tangible?
Yes.
How come they aren't like that today?
They are.
Tangible.
Yes. Do you remember we read about Abraham and the two angels? They sat down and ate food. Angels you can feel them. They're real. They appear. Some of us don't even know they're angels because they look so real. They just, and we don't know that we entertain angels because they look like you and I. Okay, question here. Now I want you to understand something. What if, what's that song? They climbing in the windows, snatching up. Y'all remember that song? Yeah, y'all remember that song? They climbing in the window, snatching people up. Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Now, imagine in Leesburg, that these giant creatures are walking around, busting down doors and taking family members. How would you feel? When you see it, would you cry out, God, this isn't right? Yes.
You said earlier, these were the watchmen.
Yes.
Not Satan's fallen angels. And later you use these are fallen angels.
Yes.
So is this
well, the fallen comes in a minute.
Okay. Because I've been sitting here waiting to ask, in the flood, in the fire, those spirits didn't die, did they?
Spirits can't die.
Right. So what's the point?
Oh, well, let's find out. We're about to read it. Because there is a point. You're right. Well, who's the flood for? Who died in the flood? Well, let's find out. Here it goes. Here we go. Verse, and they took all the wives whom they chose. They took what they wanted. Next verse. And what did the Lord say? Not on the screen. But it was. I saw it a minute ago. Here's what the Lord said. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man. I'm not going to keep fighting mankind. For all that he is also, for that he is also flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. He limited the time of mankind. Because back then they were living how long? 900 years, 800 years, 600 years. And so imagine what one bad person can do in their lifetime and multiply that by 10. Okay? So you got these angels that came in and they went into the daughters of man. And this is where the concept of giants comes from. They had offspring and they were giants. Now, look at this. Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days and also after that. Why? When the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. Where does giants come from? When the sons of God go into the daughters of men. See, they call them sons of God because that's origin. That's where you come from. Daughters of men means that's where you're born from. Daughters of men come from men. Sons of men come from men. Sons of God come from the Spirit. These spiritual angels came in to the sons of God. Well, if he flooded the earth and destroyed all of them, then how did we have a Goliath later if he destroyed all of that corruption? Because it says what? This is Moses writing. In those days and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them that became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown, giants in the earth. Anybody ever heard the mounds of Ohio? I'm from Ohio. They found mounds in Ohio with skeletons 12, 13, 16, 22 feet long. Skulls about this tall, a head alone. We're talking giants like giants. I showed my kids the video of a giant. They have a recorded giant from China. And his dudes, if I'm telling you, he's a giant. And these giants are the byproduct of what? Now I want you to understand something. Their job was never to go touch the sheep. They were never meant to touch what they watch over. They left their first estate, their first charge, their first responsibility, and went into mankind. And they took these women and had children that became giants of men of renown. Anybody ever read Gilgamesh? That's the oldest text ever found. The story of Gilgamesh, a giant. You'll see an Egyptian hieroglyphs, giants everywhere. Now, I'm not talking about aliens and giants. I'm not talking about the History Channel stuff. I'm talking about the mounds. They found the bones. The bones are huge. Now, so all of these sons, all of these creatures that are created between the women and the angels are giants. Now, anybody had a hungry child in your home? They eat a lot, right? Imagine a 22-foot. First of all, rape is going on. Murder when the men try to stop them. Children are being born into gianthood. They are taking up all the food, eating the livestock, destroying things, stepping on them, breaking them, killing people. This is because something spiritual intermingled with something natural and created an abomination. It was only God who can do that and create something supernatural. So in the beginning of the earth, it was chaotic. Imagine you want to get in line to get a hot dog, and this dude 20 feet taller than you pushes you over, eats all the hot dogs, and turns around and bites your head off. The earth is just like, whoa! Okay, you got a hand up over here. Now imagine what's happening in the earth right now. They're multiplying and multiplying and multiplying and giants everywhere. This ain't normal humanity. This is not normal humanity. And when you have a bully that big, humanity follows. So men were following whatever they said. Yeah, you want, hey, sorry, Chanita. It was just like that. Question.
Yes, Bishop, a couple of weeks ago, you said that was the second fall
Yes.
of angels. So
this is what I'm talking about. This is the second fall. Okay? Now watch this. Let's read what happened. They bear children unto them, children of old, verse 5. We'll come into it. And God saw, read it out loud, everybody. Hold on. So God didn't arbitrarily make a decision. What did he do? He looked into the hearts and the thoughts of every human alive. The giants, humans, and what was happening in the earth at that time? What were the thoughts? It says, watch this, and every imagination. I want you to think what that's like. If they sit down for a second, they're trying to figure out how to rob you or kill you or murder you or take what belongs to you. Their thoughts are evil constantly. You're not just in the room with a serial killer. The whole earth is full of serial killers. It's so bad. Giants are running rampant. It's just chaotic. The earth that is not what he intended. Those angels messed up what God started. And God had to look and say, oh my goodness. And he looks and he sees every man's heart. So that means God took the time to read everyone's heart, whether it was righteous or unrighteous or evil. So he didn't arbitrarily just kill people for killing's sake. There were termites that were eating each other.